I think that I'll keep loving you way past 65. We made a language for us two.
What is ethics? Ethics is a moral principles that governs a person's behavior or conducts an activity. But when it comes to businesses, it revolves around relationships, and these relationships exist between businesses and the consumers on multiple social and economical levels. Business ethics define the relationship between an individual and a business or to their employees and the community.
Susan Wojcicki, the YouTube CEO, had an interview with the Forbes at the first Board Forward Awards, which is a marketplace for connecting female leaders with opportunities to serve on a private and public company boards, where she talked about improving tech gender diversity issues for the long term. You have to have the leaders say this is important and it's the right thing for the company and really mean it, Wojcicki pointed. Mean it and be consistent in terms of that being a priority. The second step in bolstering diversity efforts, according to Wojcicki, is fostering employee-led groups within the organization, such as women's pride and ethnic-based groups, and making sure they have support. A lawsuit filed by Arnie Wilbur, who worked as a recruiter at YouTube for 4 years and 5 years in other positions, claims that YouTube set quotas and told recruiters to cancel interviews with candidates that didn't meet the company's diversity goals. This meant that white and Asian males were rejected on the basis of their race and gender alone. Sometimes people think that only minorities and women are in a protected class, but the reality is that every human on the planet is in a protected class.
Mark Zuckerberg is the CEO of Facebook. In 2018, Facebook was in the spotlight for having about 87 million users' privacy taken by Cambridge Analytica. News broke in mid-March that Cambridge Analytica took Facebook profiles without their permission in order to sway elections. The Congress got involved because Russia used the service to meddle in U.S. elections, and Facebook users were mad because they questioned the ability to protect the privacy of its users while also exploiting the personal details to fuel its lucrative advertising business. Since then, Mark has apologized on national TV and changed his privacy policies. Facebook is taking action on potential past abuse and putting stronger protections in place to prevent future abuse on their platform.
Steve Jobs, who is the creator of Apple, was one of the most brilliant men of our times. He won quite a few awards for his outstanding public service. He said it best when he stated that making a company great isn't about the products they sell, but who they are as a company. What are the company's core values? Do they care about this world and its people? One of the best ads run for Apple said it all when it simply stated, "Think different." Apple was and still is about honoring people who think differently. It was important to Steve Jobs to stand by the company's core values, even if it means standing up and not having everyone agree. It is about doing the right thing even when it isn't popular. Although Steve Jobs is no longer with us, his ethical beliefs are still carried forward by the new CEO of Apple, Tim Cook. Tim Cook states that a breach in ethics is more than just tax fraud or the bad things done in business, like the Enron scandal. Ethics is leaving this world better than you found it. That includes the environment, how you treat suppliers, your carbon footprint, and how you treat your employees. Is a company giving back to the community? We can all learn from this by asking the question as we go about our careers. Is this decision going to make the world a better place, or does this decision hurt anyone? Steve Jobs believed that an individual is only as good as the people they surround themselves with. It is important to build relationships and work well with others. Even if you are the CEO, you cannot do it all alone, and it takes a team of people to build a successful company. Teamwork is about trust, trusting that each person in your team will do what they need to do without having to watch them, trusting that each person generally believes in the core values of the company, that the core values of the company mean making the world a better place for mankind and following through on that vision, allowing growth not only in a company, but in the individuals that make that company. Our team asks you, is what you're doing making the world a better place for everyone? Apple has 115,000 employees worldwide. Their gender and race equality is skewed towards the white male, which can be seen on the following graphs. They stated in 2016 that they were changing their hiring practices to be more diverse. However, the numbers don't support the change.
Have you heard about the 2008 mortgage scandal? What about the 2016 Wells Fargo scandal? These are the extreme cases of unethical business practices. Let's look into Wells Fargo. Employees were encouraged to order credit cards for pre-order customers without their consent, and to use their own contact information when filling out requests to prevent customers from discovering the fraud. Employees also created fraudulent checking and saving accounts, a process that sometimes involved the movement of money out of legitimate accounts. The creation of these additional products was made possible in part through a process known as pinning. By setting the client's PIN to 0000, bankers were able to control client accounts and were able to enroll them into programs such as online banking. After Los Angeles Times article, the bank made nominal efforts to reform the company's sales culture. Despite alleged reforms, the bank was fined $185 million in early September 2016 due to the creation of some 1,005,000 unauthorized deposit accounts and 5,000 credit card accounts between 2011 and 2016. Later estimates released in May 2017 placed the number of fraudulent accounts at closer to a total of 3,500,000. Although Wells Fargo did badly on the fraud, during the 2008 financial crisis, it was the fourth largest U.S. bank by assets. On December 2009, it repaid the $25 billion government bailout it received during the financial crisis and sold $12.25 billion in stock.
As you can see, a company's ethics is not always easy to see. A company can look good on the surface, but on further review, have hidden agendas that are not always obvious to the public. It is our responsibility to be aware and act accordingly.